Welcome to the Battle of Polytopia, a game that is basically if Notch took a look at the Civ 5 series and decided, nah, it should be cubified, my friends. Oh boy, do I ever love colonizing cubic people. In this game, you can basically play as one of 16 basic tribes as you decide to conquer every tribe that doesn't look like you. We'll start off with the Jingxi, which is basically the Japanese of this universe, who are rather unique in the fact that they start with the rare mountaineering tech, which basically means they can walk over mountains. Now, you gain resources in this game by researching new technologies that unlock resources, and you harvest these resources in order to grow your cities, and you also capture new cities by walking in there and taking control. I'm pretty sure that's how colonialism works. And the more you grow your cities, the more resources you'll gain, and the more population you can use in order to grow more troops. Now, there are a lot of caveats and side missions along the way, but I assure you, they are not necessary in order to continue your expansion. Just decide which path is for you. Do you want to be super aggressive? Then be super aggressive. You want to be just a chill power? No problem. Invest into diplomacy. You do the math. Whatever plan you decide to go with it. However, keep this in mind that there are other tribes in this world that are doing the exact same thing you are, and they won't appreciate it if you just start knocking on their doors asking for them to surrender all of their flags. Now, the technologies that you start with each tribe doesn't necessarily lock you into going to a certain location, but it does certainly push you into a certain direction. In addition, when your city reaches level 5, you get the ability to either produce a garden or get a big giant person, which I'm just gonna affectionately call the bitch. Yes! Now, the next tribe on the list is the the Imperials, who are basically the Romans. They start off with the organization check, which allows them to harvest all the little fruits that you see around the starting nation, which is also puts it in the perfect position to start doing diplomacy. But considering how this is the Romans, there isn't a whole lot of diplomacy that goes on. Investing into diplomacy isn't a bad idea either, because once you unlock diplomacy, you get access to these special units called cloaks. And these cloaks are basically spies where you send into the enemy city, will start a revolt against the current regime, and will basically spawn free units. Oh. Wow. It's as triple as that, and I can get 4 free units. Yeah, this is definitely balanced. The next on the list is the Brauer, and they're the, well, Viking/Russian faction. They start off with the hunting tech, which allows them to gain early access to a very special unit in this game, which is just archers. Yes, let's just pummel this poor swordsman into the ground with just a bunch of shooty arrows. Now it's easy to see why the Tau enjoy this so much. However, bear in mind that these units have no loyalty, and any nation can build them once they unlock the ability to do so. My personal favorite is the Knights, which is basically a German blitzkrieg from World War II set within this fantasy's world, as they can continue attacking if they simply are allowed to. Wow, bam, bam, bam. And of course, like in any true strategy game, your units level up if they gain enough experience, which gives them increased health. Yeah, this seemed perfectly fair and balanced to me. There's also a better ranged unit than the Archer, which is the Catapult, which will outrange archers by a fair margin. if you can use them properly, they can absolutely dominate your opponents. Very big if, though. Because if you get them too close to the enemy, they will be curb stomped into oblivion. Wow, that was easy. I guess. Peace in our time, then. The next are the Ojama, who gain access to the writing technology. And this technology is so useful that it allows you early access to the knights. The Ojawa is basically cavalry simulator. Just build a bunch of cavalry and you'll just overwhelm the enemy. Cavalry may not be king in this game, but it definitely does some work. Now, the next tribe is the Kikko, who are basically islanders with a knack for fishing. But this streamlines them into building a massive and impressive navy. And their alternative skin makes them pirates, so you could just basically go around just yelling, "Arr, me mateys! Time to pillage this city and loot all that is useful here!" Okay, next tribe is the Hutrik, who gain access to the archery technology from day one, which puts them at a fairly early edge to start off with. Aha! Fire! Now let it advance forward. Ah, yes! Keep firing upon them, my friends! You know, this seems very colonialistic, you know? Just attacking the enemy with superior technology while they are just unable to counter you? This is warfare at its most balanced, I believe. The most balanced warfare ever imagined. Coming back to naval warfare, there are about 3 different ships that you could build, but I only ever produce the bombers, which are by far the most useful unit. And the Big Chungus is able to spawn in their own shipyard, which does damage to every unit that they move towards, and does damage to every single enemy unit around them, even when they move on land. And the fact that this ship is basically free for all of them to just simply get definitely makes them very powerful indeed. Now, the next tribe is the Luxador, who don't start with any unique technologies, but they do start with a upgraded capital. And their alternative skin is literally just gold. Everything is made of gold. Even their ships, for some strange reason. I will keep it real with you, Chief. I do appreciate the fact that there are 2 giant golden ships sailing out there, but I'm pretty sure that a golden ship is pretty unattainable, honestly, for anyone to do. The next tribe are the Vengier, who start off in the technic game with the swordsman, with the smithing tech, which basically gives them access to the swordsman. And their skin alternative is obvious. Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
Stop! You violated the law.
Ah! Anyway, the Sibasa are next, and they start with the overpowered farming technology. Which means that on turn 1, they can already get us leveled through 2 city. Yeah, like no cap. Boy, do I ever love getting a level 2 city within the first turn. Yes, this is definitely not a balanced feature at all. And once you start building a nice and comfortable empire, you can definitely spend it on buying more units, which will, cloaks in particular being my new favorite thing, to just simply cyberbully the AI into the ground. Every time you upgrade a city, you're presented with 2 options. Honestly, I don't really see any advantage choosing one over the other. Just choose whatever you think is necessary for the time being. when you start getting into the late game, should be pretty clear who's going to win. Oh yeah, do I also mention that those daggers don't take any retaliatory attacks? But now, we move on to the peaceful Abno, which are definitely not copies of the airbenders from Avatar! They prefer the nice, peaceful tranquility of meditating in the sun. Oh boy, I just love living a peaceful life as pacifist monks. And just... Next we have the Quetzal, who starts off with the strategy technology, which, to basically declare it, makes their AI strategy very, very simple. Just spam out a bunch of shields and we should be just fine. Ladies and gentlemen, don't even bother with the military, just spam shields everywhere. Now, once you unlock the philosophy technology, you'll gain access to another very powerful unit called the Mindbender, which basically not only heals your units, but can convert enemy units to your cause. Now, imagine if the enemy had spent all these resources trying to get a big chungus, and then you just pull up with your Mindbender and say, yeah, this isn't overpowered at all. However, the Mindbender is extremely weak and can be killed quite easily. So, it's usually a good idea to protect your Mindbenders, as they can heal your units passively. And last but not least, we have the Yadik, which I have no idea what they are. However, their special technology is the roads, which honestly doesn't really matter once you have, like, multiple cities under your control, so not sure what to do with these guys. Yes. Here we are. Welcome to the Yadik, where here we shall make the camels run on time. And that about covers it for the major tribes. There are 4 special tribes, but I'm going to give them their own separate videos so they're not left out. Okay, also, one final thing to mention. Each of these tribes are useful. Pick a tribe to main can be just a difficult one. Just go with the one you like the aesthetic of the most and just play them a bunch. Also, one last thing that you should know before you keep going. And each tribe definitely is better at certain victory types. Doesn't matter what tribe you're playing as. You're playing Perfection? It's cringe. Doesn't matter what tribe you're playing as. You're playing Domination. It's based. Creative mode does exist, which allows you to especially customize the world that you're going to play in. I don't mean you don't get to pick which tribes you go up against. I'm saying that you can literally pick the world that you and your enemies will spawn. Which can be a bit neato, actually, and is definitely a great deal of fun. But creative allows for the ultimate goal of simply just playing however you want, forever. But again, I'm not here to tell you how to play this game. I'm here to tell you what this game has to offer. And each of these different tribes have a very unique theming and background music, which is they're just a bop, honestly. I love every single tribe's theme. There isn't one that I especially despise. Also, the cosmetics for the tribes are neato, but they are not absolutely necessary to enjoy the game. And that about basically covers it, but there might be a few more caveats and things like that of nature that you'll have to figure out, but you can really figure this out really quickly. Let me break it down to you simply. You grow your civilization by conquering more cities. You conquer more cities by building more units. You build more units by growing your cities. and gathering resources. You get more resources by unlocking new technologies. Tutorial complete. Ta-da! It still has the complexity of a 4X game, but it's a very, very simple complexity. And you only really need one finger to play this game. There's a reason why this game was a mobile game to start out with, but I'm playing it on the PC and it runs surprisingly well, actually. Probably better. Truth be told, I hope you guys now understand what it is now like if Minecraft had ever developed a 4X game. I also hope now that you're able to find yourself able to beat the wars of Polytopia. Oh yeah! Just conquer them all. And if not, I conquered the entire square anyways. The ultimate succession to peace, ensuring that everyone else is dead. And that about covers it. Sorry if this video may seem a bit rushed, but there are 16 tribes to do in a single video, and I didn't want to go past the 20-minute mark because it would take forever if I dive into each tribe individually in a single video. But it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate you guys are out there and that you'll be more than willing to watch my videos. Please subscribe if you guys want to see more. I would really appreciate it if you did that. I'm going to go to sleep now, and be sure to tune in next time where I start a petition to have Istanbul be renamed to Constantinople.